Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about the Central Valley. I don't just mean the valley. I mean the valley, the foothills, the mountains, everything around here. There's so many good things going on. We need to know about them. And we have a guest that comes in every once in a while and brings us up to date on what's happening in his world. And our guest is Hansel Kern from the Kern Family Farm. And you guys also have a store called the Gnarly Carrot. Is that there in North Fork?
Downtown North Fork.
Downtown North Fork. Yeah. And also, we're going to talk today about the Organic Stone Fruit Jubilee, which has been going on for a few years.
Yes.
It's a big deal. But also it's called the Small Farm Expo.
Yes, we are. That's a feature we're adding. We added it last year, and we're going to continue with that. Include small farms, not just organic stone fruit.
Yeah.
So.
Tell me what happens with the Organic Stone Fruit Jubilee.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for inviting
My
me.
pleasure.
It's a pleasure to be here. I love chatting with you, and we love the valley, and we love the folks in the valley. And we're hillbillies. Look down on the valley, and it looks like an ocean in the winter with the fog, and but it sure is beautiful after a storm when you can see the mountains with the snow on them and the coast range. So. It's a great place to be. So
It really is.
we really the Stone Fruit Jubilee has been going on for probably about 18 years. It was called the Heartland Festival originally, and was up at an organic dairy up in Livingston, and moved to a blueberry farm. And then some people may remember down here that it was at the MOA Japanese Natural Farming out in Clovis for a good 8 or 10 years. And now we've moved again, and we're at the Kingsburg Historical Park.
Okay. It'll be in Kingsburg. Was
In
it last
Kingsburg.
year there?
Yes, it was.
The year before
That was
was
our first year.
The year before was a COVID year. I think.
Yes, we had a couple of years where we did it remotely. We just sold boxes to folks because they love the fruit so much.
Why organic? Let's start with
Well,
that.
organic is, for 10,000 years, everybody farmed organically. So to me, organic is not a new fad. Pesticides and chemicals started coming along after the First and Second World War. And we just, I've got kids, I've got grandkids, and I just don't want to poison them. I think it's possible to farm without using poisons. That's really, I think it's healthier, it's better for the environment. There's just so many reasons that organic is, for me, the way to go.
So everything people would get at the Stone Fruit Jubilee is organic.
It is.
No spray, no pesticides.
That's right.
Yeah.
And all the stone fruit growers and the farmers are small farms. They come from what we call the, kind of a golden triangle out in the Kingsburg area. There's many 2 and 3, 4, 5 generation farms that are growing stone fruit, peaches and pears and plums and all the different great stone fruits that are available. And we celebrate that. And the Jubilee is a place to go and meet the farmers in person, so you know who you're buying your fruit from, and you get to sample. On a good year last year was a little bit of a late winter, so there was only maybe 30 or 40 different kinds. This year we're expecting to be probably 60 to 70 different varieties. And you can taste them right there on the spot and talk to the farmer.
Give me an example of a couple stone fruits. Now, what makes it a stone
Well,
fruit?
the stone fruit, like peaches and nectarines,
Some
and
with the big
pluots,
old
they've
pit,
got
a
a
pit.
big pit in the middle of them. That's right. Apricots.
That's what the stone fruits are.
That's what a stone fruit is.
Do you think people, if they go out there to Kingsburg that day, will be surprised by the variety
I think they will.
on each kind of thing?
On each, there's so many varieties, and now they've got things like pluots and apriums, so they're mixing different stone fruits together, breeding them together. It makes interesting fruit.
Is there a certification for organic?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And our farm is organic as well, and you've got to go through quite a bit of paperwork. It costs a little bit of money, but mainly you're making a record, you're keeping good records of what your inputs are. And they want to know that you're not putting any poison on there. Every amendment that you put in has to be OMRI approved, which is, an Organic Manufacturing Association's approval. So they have to make sure that it's good stuff.
I'll tell you something probably shocking is I've never bought fruit. My wife buys the fruit. Before that, my mom bought the fruit. I've eaten a lot of fruit. But if we go to the Jubilee and we get a big box, I mean, is it going to stay fresh for days, weeks?
Yeah, most fruit is picked just a little before ripeness.
Okay.
And so you can ripen these, you can buy a whole case there, and you can put your fruit in a brown paper bag and just let it sit on the counter, and it'll take a week to ripen or a few days, depending on how close it was picked. These folks with the family farms, it's closer to ripe than most that you'd find in the great box store, the big box store. They're going to be really hard. The flavor is unbelievably different.
Yeah.
And the growers, we request that they save let some fruit get pretty ripe for the tasting so that you can really taste it when it's ripe. And when you bite into a peach and the juices, just pour out the corners of your mouth, it's all about summer. It's just, there's nothing like it. It does not compare at all. It's out of this world. Wonderful.
It surprises me that some people peel their peaches.
Yeah.
I love
Me
to bite
too.
into that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wash these peaches. There's no poison on them.
No poison. Oh, good
Right.
point. There
You
might be
can
some.
bite that skin, and there's a lot of great nutrients
Yeah.
in the skin. So I encourage folks to eat the skin.
So what's the difference between the organic stone fruit? Now it's organic stone fruit Jubilee and Small Farm Expo.
Yeah, well, we wanted to be inclusive of some of the small vegetable farmers in the valley here. And so
Organic also?
also organic, yeah, absolutely. And so there'll be a few farms featured. We're trying to gather momentum, getting more and more farms involved. The Kingsburg site is just, the Kingsburg Historical Society Park is just a beautiful venue. There's shade trees, there's green grass, there's indoor cooled space for keynote speakers. There'll be a couple of little workshops, and there'll be vendors with all sorts of different things available there.
I don't think we put the date on the screen, but when
It is June 22nd.
You'll be here before then, probably.
I will. I'll be
June
back.
22nd.
A big reason I'm here today is to ask for help. We're really looking for folks in the Sanger, Kingsburg, Visalia, Selma, anybody, and even Fresno, Clovis. It's only a 20-minute ride down 99. And we're kind of a small committee, and a lot of work gets put on a few of us. Our family does a whole lot with our interns. So we need people to cut fruit, help set up tables and pop-ups. It's a one afternoon event.
Okay.
It's from 4:30.
So you need one day of help.
Yeah, 4 to 7:30. But we're also looking for committee members. Anybody that knows about media and has friends with Channel 30 or 47 or any to get us some publicity. Because we've changed venues. We're a little farther south, and we really could use help. We have meetings every few weeks or a month, and it's all by Zoom, so you don't have to drive up to North Fork to go to a meeting.
Is it almost year-round to put on the Jubilee?
We get a few-month break after the Jubilee, and then we're already planning for the next one. We've
So
already
you need
had our
committee
meetings.
members who are organizational and working committee members.
Yes.
How you could say it, people who know how to get something done.
Yeah, and we're always short of volunteers.
Yeah.
It takes a bunch of folks to be there to help set up and help the vendors get located and cutting the samples.
I think I have some web addresses and stuff, but how would somebody reach you if they want to say, yeah, I can help on that day?
We're a big part of the committee, so you could call our home number at 559-877-5800. It's up on the screen. Or the Gnarly Carrot, which is our little grocery store we run in North Fork, and that's 559-877-8400. And either of those calls, you can get on the committee instantly.
Get on the committee, be on the board, be a volunteer. But volunteer, I always say this. People always say, oh, there's nothing to do around here. But there's something to do. But when something good is happening like that, we need to support it. We need to show up. And people need to volunteer.
We would really be appreciative. And you will not regret it. It's a great experience. The growers are wonderful people. And, we're very excited about it. It's a great event.
Let me ask you this. If I was going through North Fork and I stopped in at the Gnarly Carrot, what am I going to find in there?
Well, the Gnarly Carrot has got a lot of, some people think it's just a vegetable store. And, it's funny, when COVID hit, we started getting a lot more customers. There was kind of a silver lining for us because people didn't want to go down to the valley. And they said, oh, we didn't realize you had pasture-raised beef and pork, and you have honey, and you have artisan soaps made from goat's milk, and you have all kinds of the different crackers and cookies and cheeses. And
would you call it a grocery store?
It's a grocery store.
It is a grocery store.
It's a real small 1,500 square foot grocery store.
1,500 square feet.
Yeah.
Did you have to close any days this year because of the snow?
No, we didn't.
Made it the whole winter.
That's right.
Good for you.
And as a matter of fact, we have a backup generator. So sometime, last winter when the whole town was shut down, there was no electricity, we were open.
You were open then.
Yeah.
Now, I always pictured your farm right there by North Fork, but you're 8 more miles up the road.
Right.
Is it higher elevation?
We're up another 1,000 feet.
Wow.
North Fork's about 2,400, and we are about 3,400.
So you can only grow special things, certain things?
Yeah,
at that elevation, I would
and that's
imagine.
one reason we buy here locally in the valley from our friends, our farmer friends in the valley, because they'll be able to grow things that we can't.
Right.
So we can get citrus down here and avocados and all that stuff that, the nuts that we don't grow up on the mountain. And we do grow fairly good variety. And my daughter-in-law knew as of 4 years ago coming up, is an herb specialist, and she makes all kinds of wonderful tinctures and salves and hydrosols, and it's been a wonderful addition to our farm.
Again, that's not something that's new. They've been doing that for thousands of years.
Yes.
More natural stuff,
That's
herbs and
right.
stuff. So.
Yeah.
Hansel Kern's our guest with Kern Family Farm, and they're the Gnarly Carrot there in North Fork. But mostly we're talking about the organic stone fruit Jubilee and Small Farm Expo. And you can get involved. They need volunteers. That's a big,
We need volunteers.
That's a message for today.
That's my big ask for the day.
And here are some phone numbers. So this will be running. This video is going to be running 4 or 5 times a day for a month. So you'll have time to copy that down. But don't wait till the last day. Get involved early.
Yeah,
Thank you for
that's
coming.
why we're here a little early. It's
Do you
a
have
few
any-
months out.
Do you have any
June
last
22nd.
thoughts for our viewers?
I just really encourage everyone, if you don't want to volunteer, but at least show up. You know, we really want to support the organic. There's a lot of organic growers here, and a lot of them don't feel like they have the support, and they go to San Francisco to the farmers market or to LA. But we want to show that Valley folks are concerned and interested, you know, for their environment and their kids' health, and so, you know, we're all about encouraging organic.
And hopefully people will show up from all over the state, all over the world for the Stone Fruit Jubilee. But it's for us.
It
In the
is.
valley, and this is growing all around us. And we don't even know, like I said, I don't even know all the varieties. Probably I'll be surprised when I get
There's
there.
a lot of varieties. I couldn't even list them all. There's so many.
All right, Hansel Kern is our guest, and we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thank you, Mike.